Greetings, traveler.
Let's get started, because this is a game that a lot of people have requested me to review, and I finally got around to checking it, and yeah, that does look like a really fun one. So as you can see, it is a Dogdog game. Beast, Murloc, Naga, Pirate, Undead. So whenever you see Beast plus Undead, you have to think Overflow, because Overflow is just so oppressive right now. With demons in, you can even do the Lord of Ruins plus Sergeant build, which gets up to like over 1,000 health on your Sergeant. It's just super silly. But that's definitely the first thing that jumps to mind whenever I see a lobby. Like, oh, does it have Beast Undead? Does it have Beast Mech? We were just talking about, before we started watching the game, about how Apexis and Sergeant are too strong, and Beasts really enable both of them, because it's just such a easy way to trigger the death rattle with Macaw. So he has Skipper, which he can cycle and then buy the oil, or he could go for the 2/5 plus the chicken next turn. But I like this a lot because, well, obviously it's oil, so I mean, it's not hard to sell me an oil. Oil salesmen have the easiest time to win me over. What I was saying is that he gets the oil plus the 1/3. Because he has the 1/3, it's now very easy for Dog to level and sell and buy something and still have a coin. So that's likely what we're going to see him do. It's really not the greatest chop, unfortunately. I'm guessing we're just taking a refreffer here. Get a little bit of tempo. Opens up rolling a Zesty. It's not too bad. And then when you have Zesty, you get like a decent amount of tempo. It's already a 5/6, I believe, now. So we have the Trinket turn coming up next turn. And we have Naga, so can't really remember exactly which like Naga trinkets there were. Ooh, I was gonna say we almost tied this, but the Aviator summons a big boy. I don't hate discovering the 3-drop, but honestly we can use most of these. I don't think I would go for the Spellcraft one. I think I'd go for the oil or the book, and then looking at the 3-drops, I would have to see, is there anything cool I can take here? But because Dog had already used oil, his money is a little weird, right? Because you can see here, Portable Factory, normally on the Marin turn here, you have 7 gold. So Portable Factory being 4, and then buying a 3-drop is a pretty good turn. But because he oiled, it's a little right? He's going to float a gold if he does that. And he has that coin, so he can level with the oil can and still put the 8/8 on the board, so that's just nice. Also helps him level to 5 faster, which in this lobby is pretty damn important. It's also a Murloc plus Pirate lobby, so it's really not bad to get a brand. You can still go for heavy base skill scam, but the prime target here, I would say, is Catacomb Crasher Titus with, you know, like Macaw Overflow. So getting the discount to level is pretty nice. The Marin Buddy is end of turn. Oh, that's so much fun. I hope he takes that. It's like Wisdom Ball cards. The Fester Gut is safer because he's on 26 and the Fester Gut is instant tempo. If he takes the Panda Buddy, he has to wait until next turn to get the buddy and then end of turn get the value. So realistically speaking, I don't think you can get away with taking the Marin Buddy, which is a shame. Meta's very fast and other people might take a tempo card from their Time Warp. And if Dog doesn't take a tempo card here, and he's already on 26, he's going to be below damage cap pretty quickly. This is a great shot, by the way. Getting the money and getting the Reborn on the Fester Gut is just wonderful. So that's pretty much exactly where he wants to be. Also, what the Fester Gut does is it opens up being able to buy Macaw and it already doing something, which is very nice because it means that then when you're on tier 5 and you hit Overflow, you already have a Macaw on your board, which is going to make your board do something much faster. So that's always really nice if you can think about. Also, he's not getting his milk, right? This is so sad. Please. Wait, no, he kills it. He kills it himself. Oh, that's so smart. I don't think he like calculated that, but that's amazing. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I interrupted my explanation because value was about to be lost, and that sucks. that's uncomfortable. Okie dokie. All right, well, there's that. So I was talking about if you know which comps you want to end up in. Mount was probably more than good enough here. You can even just taunt it, honestly. You can taunt the mount. Yeah, in the shop and then end on the 2 death rattles, I think. Yeah. Yeah, just he's keeping Surf for Lava Lurker. That's interesting. So, anyways, still trying to finish my explanation. If you know which comps are good, you can pick up things in the mid game that enable that comp, but you have to be careful that you don't just pick up that piece and it does nothing. So if you have a Macaw on your board and it doesn't do anything for like 3 or 4 turns in a row, that's horrible because you're going to be losing a lot of fights, right? But if you already have the Fester Gut, then adding Macaw is very like clean. So that's another good reason to do so. Dark Pride, thank you so much for the 4 months. Welcome back. But because he hit the Catacombs so quickly, he's now in a very steady position where he has scaling and he can now just continue to look for Titus, for Macaw. Like, he's not collecting pieces of the combo while being weak. He's doing it while he's strong. So that's always where you want to be if possible. So that's really good for Dog. Let's see. He kept the Surf and Surf. So I'm guessing if he hits Lava Lurker. Oh, he doesn't want it? Okay, never mind. It's too cute. Maybe it's too cute. I don't know. He's just looking really hard for... Oh, wait, what? Oh, he has enough coins in his hand that he's down to do it. Okay, wow, I did not see this one coming. He's doing a little bit of Visionary Shipment action on the side. Wow, that was unexpected, to say the least. That's another... I'm not sure. Is that worth it? I feel like board space is so difficult for this comp. Because without the pirate on the board that generates the coins, the Visionary Shipment is not quite as interesting. Oh, Tomb Turning is decent. Might have... yeah, we're selling it. Okay. I like that. I like that. He's not like forcing it. I think he looked at his hand and he was like, oh, this is amazing. I was like, well, maybe not. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That happens, right? Sometimes you just have a slight overestimation of how good something is. But it's really nice that he's not doubling down on that and he's saying, okay, well, I misevaluated that. Let's just chuck it and not do like the sunk cost fallacy here, where I continue to pour resources into a bad investment. So that's nice. So again, we're still winning fights. That's a great position to be because now he's got the greater time warp. Goldenizer is pretty good. Cloning is pretty good when you already know what you're doing. I think you just look for 5 drops, honestly. Oh wait, no. Sanders is in and... okay, never mind. If you have access to Sanders and Stitch for the... ooh, Sarjira too. Yeah. Stitch is very... oh my god. He's just gonna double it. I love it. So Stitch is very good for overflow because you can do some crazy stuff with that. You can... with Titus, you can eat the overflow card. So in this case, the mount. And then the Stitch can like summon 2 mounts again, if you have Titus, right? If you have Titus, you know what? Wink, wink, chat, right? Like streamer client doesn't exist. Wink, wink. I should stop doing that because it's just gonna feed it. But it's pretty good, to say the least. So he sells the Carapace here because he doesn't get money, but he gets 2, and it makes him quite a bit stronger. It's not bad. That's another fun thing to do with the Tomb Turnings. If he gets something like the Caretaker, and then he gets it from Tomb Turning, you instantly kill it off and you play it, which gives you so much stuff. He would have saved the hero power change. Saved what? Sorry? When? When did he get that? Did he have to buy that in the shop? Or did he have it for free somehow? Because you never buy the hero power change before you have the Titus here. That's like not good. Spell in the shop, yeah. So don't call it a misplay. That's really tilting. Like, Dog is a very, very good player. It would be a mistake for him to buy the hero power change before he has Titus, because he's investing into the thing that, you know, it doesn't really matter that much changing your hero power. You only do that once you already have your comp. So it's quite... yeah, I don't know what the right word is. I guess it's... I get baited by that, I guess. when people say, oh, it's a slight mistake. It's like, oh, well, this guy is just like really, really, really fucking good at the game. Maybe don't call it a mistake if you don't understand it. I'm sorry, that's maybe too rude, but that's who I am. I'm sorry. Just straight to the point. All right, this is a crazy crazy amount of value. I really like doing this as well. The first person I saw doing this with tomb turning was Zorgo. Putting the ghoul in your setup for 1 or 2 turns to fish for the extra catacombs and the sergeant is super good.
I see. Better 3 rolls to look for Titus than that.
Okay, thanks for being a good sport about it. Oh, not a crasher. If you golden the crasher from the tomb turning, you can play it already. But he can't play it now, it'll die. So handless gives him gold. So does the atrocity. It might even be worth selling 1 unit here, but he can't, right? Because then he would get 2 minions. But I guess now he gets overflow procs. That's pretty good. So much money. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So yeah, looking for the extra catacomb because it would triple. The tomb turning is fine, yeah. Yes! Yeah, that's what I mean. Look, it's no longer burning now. That's super nice. More tomb turning is fine. Still need sergeant. Bonehead is like, yeah, you get your overflow procs here. It's super good. He's buying Panda here. Okay. Without Bran, I would not be inclined to grab Panda. That happens to me too. Like I played a Titus by accident, and now it's on my board, and now I have to sell something I didn't intend to sell, and it sucks, and everything is awful, and grumble, grumble. I think you kind of have to, well, honestly, you don't have to sell your ghoul, because the reason you have to sell something is to make board space to fit your ghoul cards. But if he sells the ghoul, he's not getting shit, right? So but what he wanted to do was he wanted to play the handless and play the carapace before dropping the Titus on the board, and same thing with the atrocity, because then he would first of all generate money, because the handless and the atrocity would generate a token which he could then sell to continue rolling, but also make board space for future tomb turnings, because he's summoning so many ghouls from his Stitch that it's and with the double Titus, like he's gonna overflow his hand, unfortunately. Now he moved it back because he doesn't need so many, and it's better to just buff more, which makes sense. Yeah, you can see how he missed out on 2 tomb turnings now, and he could have maybe even generated more if he put it in the front, but he would have only done that if he had enough board space. So it's nice. Thank God I didn't overlook tomb turning tripling. They did it on by design in the beginning, where they tried it like once or twice in the, like, because I talked to the devs for the set, because I was I flew out to California to record the season announcement, right? So for this set uniquely, I was able to talk to the devs, and that's something they said, where we had that where if you tripled it, it would die, and we only needed to try it like 1 game and said, oh, this is horrible, we need to change this. So that was actually really cool to have that insight, right? To say like, oh yeah, we're not doing that. Okay, he was trying to farm some reborn because maybe you get lucky, but that's fine. So he still has a tomb turning generating. At some point, you're gonna want to sell to play a Macaw, right? But I guess it's Sergeant, right? As long as he doesn't have Sergeant, he's probably gonna continue looking for the Sergeant with the Ghoul. That's fair. Ooh, Eyes and Macaw freeze, yeah. I guess he's thinking whether he's using his Macaw this turn or not. Kinda don't have to. Forsaken Weaver is also kind of cute. You can play the Weaver and then play all your tomb turnings. Actually, you don't have to freeze the Eyes if you don't have Sergeant yet. But you could freeze Eyes and then check your tomb turnings to see if you get Sergeant. But then again, you can't play the Sergeant you get from the tomb turning, so maybe it's too slow. I like that. I actually like that call by Dog. Normally you would just freeze eyes because you have double Titus, you have Macaw, there's another Macaw in the shop. Of course you do that, right? But Sergeant, as you can see, he can't win this lobby unless he has Sergeant. And this is what I was talking about before the video started, where the meta is really good, but we are in this holiday season where the patches are slower. So we're on the same patch for a longer time. Normally Sergeant and Apexis would have already received more nerfs because they're just too oppressive. So if you don't have Sergeant in a Beast Undead lobby, you kind of can't win the game because it's just so good. It's just look at what's happening to the board here, right? He's getting 1,000 extra health. Like, that's just not okay, right? Like, the Macaw attacks and suddenly your board has plus 1,000 health, right? That's, I mean, that's not okay, right? I mean, honestly, Discovered Death Rattle's not unplayable. You need Sergeant so bad. He's gonna do the play with the Weaver. I like that. I think that's very fun. Yeah, there we go. But he needs to be able to play it, right? Ooh. Wait. Oh! That's how it works? I didn't know that. Even if they're all burning, you can play it. Wow. Holy. Okay, well, that saves him, man, because he needs to play that Sergeant, like, now. So, that's great. That's so good. Man, how does this work? Because we really... Oh, okay. I guess that's how it works, OFC. I was gonna say, we really need to play this Macaw, too. How does this work? How do we fit the Sergeant and the Macaw? And I see how it is, dog. I see how we fit it. I wonder what he would have done if he hadn't hit Titus. Maybe throw one Stitch? Because I don't think you could throw a Titus. And the Stitch is really more like luxury, super high-end endgame options. Because if you have double Stitch, you can do some crazy stuff. Like, he's on 11. Damage cap is off. So even if you found an armor, he's not guaranteed to live. So you kind of have to play your Macaw, and you obviously have to play your Sergeant. So I think he would have needed to cut a Stitch if he hadn't tripled the Titus there. But that's great. That's you know, that's why we love watching this. That's why it's on YouTube. So Taunt Divine Shields. Oh, he's not gonna run the Macaw. So he's playing the extra Caretaker because he has Golden Titus already, which means that killing off the Caretaker is then going to proc the Overflow, and then having the Stitch resummon the Caretakers is probably way better scaling than Macaw triggering a Caretaker. And he can't really Macaw Stitch because he'll never have board space, at least not in this configuration. And then he taunts and Divine Shields the Sergeant so that the Sergeant does die eventually, but hopefully not until there's lots of scaling that happened. Man, that is so high level and so very well done. That actually, I needed to pause there and reflect for a bit, because that's super high level, really well done. It just has to be like really careful for getting like Leroy's, because then the Sarge is like not getting it. Okay. Ooh, left is so good. Yeah, Sergeant is scaling. There's no taunt on these Caretakers, so the Sarge will no longer scale here. But the Titus and the Catacombs still do. It's not for nothing. Man, that's really nice. Alright, top 3. He's got to catch up with that other Sergeant guy, but he's getting a Ghost here, so that's nice. So he can maybe go a little greedier. I wonder if he wants pants now for the Sergeant. Another Titus and a shield. It's gonna buy the shields, considering armoring. He does still want Golden Macaw, I guess. Actually, I don't... At some point, you need to Macaw your Sergeant, right? Yeah, I like this positioning more, but maybe not against the Ghost. So, if you position like this, you're gonna kill off your taunted Caretakers faster, which if your opponent is really weak, that's not bad. But as we saw in the previous fight, he loses his taunted Caretakers pretty quickly, so there's a lot of missed milk. But on the other hand, if your opponent is too weak, you kind of want to attack with the taunted Caretakers, because the untaunted Caretakers aren't going to die. Yeah. Oh, this guy died? Wait, what? Is this the big boy? Wait, he died? Oh my god, the Cindy is insane. Wait, guys. Was it this guy that beat us so hard? Or was it the Cindy? Because in this lobby, for this thing to lose so hard, I think it was just a better overflow. So I've been thinking the Cindy is just also playing overflow. Alright. Man, this is interesting. That guy had Golden Macaw. Yeah, so the Syndragosa is just better. Yeah, so like the top four, 3 of the top 4 are overflow. Which again goes to my point, what I said about how it's just too good right now. Sergeant's too good. I don't think Overflow's too good, but Sergeant is too good. Overflow is nasty though. Like, Overflow is doing really well. Holy shit, he's just hitting, right? Yeah, Handless is a nice amount of scaling here. Yeah, those things were all like Reborns and Macaws. So he has Wind Fury, Reborn, Macaw, but he has to cut something. I guess he could cut... you wanna... He might just not sell anything and just not Reborn the Macaw. I'm very curious as to how he's going to configure this. So he's going to eat the Sergeant now. So he's going to stop permanently buffing, but the Syndragosa is in one-shot range, so that is respectable. The Macaw can trigger on the Stitch now, summoning more Sergeants. Holy, but this is tricky because he needs to be careful with board space because he also has Taunted Cadaver, which is going to spawn tokens when the Stitch kills it. And then when that first Stitch dies, it's going to spawn Caretakers. And those Caretakers are then going to spawn tokens, which can then block the Macaw's board space for summoning the Sergeant. I like the shield on the Sarge as well. I wonder if that's... I guess you still need that Caretaker? Because I wonder if Caretaker out is actually an option here. This will like run double Macaw, but I don't think so. You need some damage. Like your Macaw doesn't have damage. Yeah, so 8,500 health. 9,500 health on the enemy board. Oh my god, it works perfectly. We have 2 slots here. And there's not enough damage on the enemy board to kill us. So, as long as the Macaw and the Stitch survive, he's going to summon more Sergeants. And this is going to go on forever. Yeah, 900 damage is it's not enough. Wow. What a masterful counter here. This is so incredibly well done. Like, there's not a lot of people right now that would be able to have this vision and pull this off. Because it's really hard to keep those 2 Stitches the whole time without dying. And then also, like, manage the board space well enough and then say, okay, I still need the Cadaver for some buffs. Like, this is, yeah, so clean, man. And you can see how strong and oppressive this strategy is, because any normal board has no chance against what the opponent is doing, right? He had like 9,000 health after the Macaw attacked in the beginning. But because Dog is quite literally infinitely scaling his health this fight, he's gonna run out of health at some point, the opponent. Like, even 10,000 health on everything runs out of health at some point, you know? That is silly, man. Look at that. Like, I see your Sergeants and I raise you a bunch of extra Sergeants. It's like that scene from The Simpsons. It's one of my favorite scenes with Fat Tony when they're playing poker. They're like, 5 queens. And then Fat Tony is like, 6 queens, right? And that's what this feels like with the Sergeants. Like, 8 Sergeants. All right, man, GG.